Here's a little hint for you for match play, and it's all about the free drop. As you know, there's a rule called the Crawford rule. It means that when one player is one away from winning the game, or for example in a match to 7, when he has 6 points, for the next game only, your opponent cannot double. But let's say your opponent wins the next game. Now it's what we call post-Crawford. And if your opponent has the right number of points, or needs the right number of points to win, if he doubles, you have what's called a free drop. Let's look at this position. You're red, and you need 1 point to win the match. You have 6 points in a match to 7, and blue needs 2 points to win the match. He has 5 points in a match to 7. On the opening roll, blue rolled a 6-2, and he made his 2 point. You came back with a 5-3 and made your 3 point, and now blue is on roll and he doubles. What should you do? Of course, his double is an automatic double. Why shouldn't he double? Red only needs 1 point to win. So why should he keep the cube at 1? And if he loses the game, loses the match, and if he wins the game, he just ties up the match. So he wants to get the cube on 2 as quickly as possible. For him to wait would be a mistake, because he could get into a position where he's winning and doing very, very well, and now when he doubles, red would just drop and lose the 1 point. And how bad does it hurt red to lose 1 point compared to losing the game? So he'd be very sorry he didn't double. For example, if he didn't double now and rolled double 6s, there's no way in the world red's going to ever have a chance of taking later. He's lost his market. And now he only wins 1 point when he might have won 2. So he should double right away at his first opportunity. Should red take or drop this cube? Well, this is a tough one. It's hard to say. But you should drop if you're losing by even 1%. Even by a little bit. And it turns out you can see that why blue might be winning here. Red has a little bit better inner board, making the 3 points better than the 2 point, but blue's on roll. So being on roll has some advantage, and it turns out blue does have a slight advantage. So red can, after being doubled, he can take this and play for the match, or he can start all over and be starting in a position that's 50-50 instead of playing for the match starting in this position where he's less than 50% and blue is favored. So this is where you would take your free drop. Now, how can you easily remember when you should take your free drop? Doesn't it seem odd to you that that you have a free drop? That's the way I think of it. I think it's kind of odd to have a free drop. So whenever my opponent has an odd number of points, I know I have a free drop, or I can drop without costing me anything. It doesn't matter if I drop. The same thing is true if my opponent has 3 points, and now he needs 4 to win. If I drop, he's still got to win 2 more games, or win a gammon with the cube turned. So it doesn't matter whether I take the cube or drop the cube, he has to win the same number of games, so why should I let him play when he has an edge? So if he doubled me here at this score, as he should, I would exercise my free drop and I would pass. Extreme Gammon says he's a slight favorite because he's on roll. Of course, there's situations where he's a big favorite. What if blue has a 3-1 opening roll, makes his 5 point, almost no matter what I roll, except double 6s or some double 3s, something really good, he's going to be favored. So I'm going to drop whenever I have a free drop. When I don't have a free drop, it's a totally different story. Then I have to worry about what my take point really is, but it's going to be pretty hard to find a position on the second roll of the game where I should drop when I don't have a free drop. Maybe if I split my checkers, he rolls double 5s and I dance. Even those such situations, it's tough to drop at 2 away, but there you would. Okay, so let's now look at this situation. You have a free drop, and you should drop at this score. So you should exercise the free drop. Should you exercise the free drop anytime that's the case with the score? Well, yes, except there is some slight exception, and that's because the reason I'm going to give you a slight exception is because backgammon is always never so simple. They're always throwing some funny stuff at you, and I'll show you something funny. Let's assume that your opponent has only 1 point. He needs 6 points to win. You do have a free drop. It is odd to have a free drop, but look at this. What's going to happen now? is it's going to be a take, but only a very small take. Why? Because it's so close. Why not save your free drop for later? You're more likely to be able to use your free drop later. And to give away only a difference of 49.36 versus 50.64, to give away 1%, go ahead and take the cube so that next time if you lose, the score will be 6-3, and now you can really use that free drop if he rolls a 3-1 or a 6-1 or a 6-5 opening roll, or gets a double 6 on the second roll, or something really great. You can really use the free drop. So I hope this makes it understandable as when you have a free drop and when you don't. It's odd to have a free drop. If your opponent has an odd number of points, you have a free drop. And anytime you think he's winning, generally you should take it. And if you did make the mistake of dropping now, it's less than a 2% error, so don't worry about it. If he had a little bit better game, it would certainly, let's say he made the 5-point, the 3-point, and you made the 3-point. Now you're going to see that it would be right to drop, even at the score of 1 away, 6 away, because his game is significantly better than yours, where you have equal points and he's on roll. Let's just see if I'm right and by how much. If I'm wrong, you won't get to see this video. I'll have to start all over and do another video, because I'm infallible when I'm taped, when I'm being recorded. Infallible Phil did it right. It would be almost a 7% error to drop it. Look at what a difference it is of him having the 3-point instead of the 2-point. This brings up a whole other area of the game, understanding the value of your points and how valuable it is to make a point, 1 point over another, and to understand this and see how it affects your cube action and your checker play. Thanks for watching. Hope this was illuminating for you. I know for the more advanced players they know this, but keep in mind one of our goals with the USBGF is to teach and encourage lower level players and less experienced players, because they're going to keep coming back for more, and they'll be joining us in the tournaments. Someday they're going to be beating us, so watch out. Keep learning and you'll be there. It isn't brain surgery. It just takes some time and some discipline to get better at this game. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.